I was muted. Incredible evening. It's so weird. The color on this computer looks so different from my phone. This is absolutely crazy how different these colors look one from the other. Oh no, it's just kind of crazy. All right, so hello, incredible peeps. How are you guys doing this evening? It's Wednesday, and y'all know I do live videos. Although I did one this morning, but it wasn't really, like Q&A, and I had a class, and then I had some other stuff I had to do. Had to finish some designs, had a pro call session. So yeah, here we are, right before we're closing. Oh, and then I had an amazing visitor. Oh my gosh, that was like so awesome. I want to say she's the first because Trina's been here. Love was the first person here. Trina's been here. And then Miss Catherine came on her way as she was going on her cruise. She dropped her people off and came to see me and brought us a gift. And I was like, oh, so she came by, and then I had like class and stuff like that. So, and I've been trying to prep because I have day 2 of 25 days of Craftmas. So I was trying to prep my designs. I did decide on what I was going to do, but I had to prep my designs for these. So yeah, that's that. Actually, I'll probably ask Zaniwani's teacher for names, and I'll probably make some for them too before they go on break. But anywho, I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365 LLC. We are the parent company of Silaholics Anonymous. We are the parent company of, well, what did I say? HS Inc. 365 LLC, the parent company of Silaholics Anonymous. There we go. Where I teach you how to use Silhouette Studio as a graphic designing software. We do some. Hold on. That's so funny. My mom called and was like, "Don't be looking for me. I'm going to a concert. So don't be thinking I'm missing. Because I sure don't think somebody don't scoop my mama up." But yeah, so still, and I had to ask my mom because I get kind of worried and stuff. But Silaholics Anonymous, where I teach you Silhouette Studio as a graphic design software, as well as how to use a machine as well. And then the Honestly Speaking brand of products, we carry Sublimation ink, Sublimation paper, heat tape, and more. So you'll find on our website, but you can see that like right behind me, right there. Okay. And 365 Creative Academy, where I help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of classes. So that's just who I am. I do my best to try and help and encourage you guys in the professor way, and today we're going to talk about being focused on what the goal is. So I made a post last night, which I'm glad that it was right on time for a lot of you guys. If you have not seen that post, head on over to my Facebook page, Shakia Lavelle, and just kind of click on that. You can scroll and you'll see that on there, which I was actually also working on a design for those that says labor. Because there was a little acronym that kind of came to me as far as what the word labor can mean. So yeah, so that's that. So we're going to talk a little bit about focus and staying focused on what the goal is. Where does your focus lie? Have you truly set goals? Once you decided that you wanted to start a side hustle, if you wanted it to stay as a side hustle and something just to kind of make some mad money, while still maintaining your regular 9 to 5 or corporate led job, or if you wanted to eventually turn it into a full-fledged business. I've talked to a lot of people, and some people say they want to create something to leave their children. And I was just actually having a pro call recently with someone. I was like, sometimes your kids may, we're doing that, and we may say that we want to be able to have something and to have a business. But what if your kids don't want it? I watch a lot of like movies and like Hallmark or Lifetime and different things like that, or just hearing regular stories of people who build businesses, and once they kind of pass on or whatever, the first thing them kids trying to do is sell it. Like, nobody got time for this. This was your dream, not mine, but I can go ahead and sell this and make me a couple coins. Or, whether it's sell all of the equipment. I've seen several people like in marketplaces, and they're selling it, and they're like, oh, this was my aunt's or my grandmother's or this, that, and the third, and they've gone on and I have no use for it. So they're just trying to sell the stuff off. So it might create temporary cash flow for them to sell things off, but do understand that it might not be something that stays within the family, or like this family run business, if you don't have those who are really enthusiastic about what it is that you do. But you should have some goals basically for yourself, what you can control, and be focused on those. So how many of you went into this and you wrote down what was the goal? What was the purpose in you starting this side hustle or starting this business? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm shadow banned over here, but sometimes over here it's not been given what it should give over here. Let's see. Hello, incredible evening, everyone. Hello. How are you guys doing? Thank you guys for jumping on. She's, I can't stay focused. Why can't you stay focused? Thank you guys for hopping on. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Tag a friend, hit share. That's what I was just saying to myself with learning Photoshop. So I shut it off, and then live came up. Oh, really? Really? Oh, see, I'll be right on time. Yeah, she says it's a sign. Let's see. Thank you for your order. She's like, I'm all over the place. Oh man. She says, I know, right? My kids don't want it. What's the sound say? You can be like, I'm building this business for you. Get somebody else to do it. Your kids are probably literally like living versions of that sound. Get somebody else to do it. I don't want it. Find a cousin or somebody to do it. I don't want it. All right. Hello from California. But yeah, guys, have any of you guys written down just the goals and purpose? If you haven't, I need you guys to do that. Tomorrow starts a new month. It starts the first day of the last month of 2022. 2023 is basically upon us, and we should go into 2023 with some focus, so that we can be successful in 2023. So this is a great time. Don't wait until like the last moment to set resolutions. We set them based off of like health and wellness a lot of the times. Financial stuff. I'm going to budget. We kind of watch the videos and things of like how to save. Oh, in 2023, in the new year, I'm going to save money. And we watch, like the little reels or like little posts where people say, it's like also the posts that go around and it tells you like, okay, this week you'll save, like put $1 aside, and like I think every week you're supposed to double it, or like $5 or $20, and it keeps telling you like all these different things. And I'm like, I mean, if you're very, very, very disciplined about things, I mean, you can, try and do that. But when you got bills, sometimes that's not quite, that's not very realistic, but we do have to set some goals and some expectations for the things that we want to accomplish. My kids don't want it. It's not a video game. Hello from Michigan. Hi from North Carolina. How are you doing, Captain Ray? How you doing? So no one's going to answer. Or does that mean that you guys have never written down your goals for your creative entrepreneur endeavors? If that's the case, then we're going to take a step back. We might need to have a session where we're going to write down, y'all need to pull away from family and life and just, tell your family, I just need about a good 30 minutes with the professor. We do a live video or something. And even if like I can't really play music on here, so I don't know how we would do it, but you guys probably need to carve out some time. And you don't have to go into, doing a vision board or all these different things because that just takes up too much time. Like you're trying to find images and want this, like, cutting out stuff. For some, that can help and it sounds all great, but it's very, very easy to pick up a pen and or pencil, hell, even a crayon, some paper, whether it is lined paper or if it is copy paper, and write down some goals. How are you gauging your success or lack thereof if you never wrote any goals down? Is it just simply because you're like, oh well, I'm not getting any sales, um, I keep spending out all this money? Well, maybe it's a goal to successfully go 1 month without purchasing any new items and focus on selling or promoting the items that you have, like getting rid of them, even if it's down to vinyl. If you have a big old thing of scrap vinyl, maybe, part of your goals is I want to knock out and create things with this scrap vinyl because I'm holding on to it, yet I never go to it. So setting up a plan in motion to where you only do things that you can do from your scrap pile. Like those are goals because then you'll make some money off of the things that are just sitting there. Nope, sadly, I haven't ever written any goals, being transparent. Okay. My goal is to do a one-on-one with you to discuss what I'd like to do. Wait, you want to do a one-on-one with me to figure out what you would like to do, or is it trying to figure out how to obtain those goals, or just simply set those goals? I am good at goal setting, being honest. I have just not enforced them, just not good at enforcing them. I am not good. Wait, I'm not good at goal setting. I thought you were going to say I am good at goal setting, just not enforcing them. To bounce ideas off of. Oh, okay. We can do that. So for some of you guys, other than I'm doing it because I need money, was there anything that, like, when you decided to take your crafting and try and make a profit off of it, was it that you were doing great, like you would make things for people and someone else suggested that you go in and you sell them? What made you get to, if you are somebody that wants to monetize it? Now, if you are simply a crafter, hey, this discussion may not be for you. But if you're someone that wanted to monetize it, what was it that made you want to? Is it just a matter of seeing what everybody else was doing? Did you have a goal in mind, or did you have a purpose yourself for why you were purchasing all of this equipment? You don't have to say what it is, but did you have a purpose? For some, it's like, okay, I have a kid that's in sports. My salary takes care of all of our needs, but this is more so of kind of like a want and wanting to do sports. So I know of some people where they got a machine and things like that with the hopes of kind of creating additional income, to where that all went to paying towards their kids' extracurricular activities. And that is a great goal to have, especially when there is a specific dollar amount. So you're going to do things to be able to get to that dollar amount. And then once you kind of hit that, you can set another goal. Maybe it's to pay for a vacation or to pay off your car or, a credit card, anything like that. Or was it just, I just want to do it because everybody else is doing it, I just want to make money. I stumbled into it. Started with making favors for my wedding. Okay. Wait, you started making favors for your wedding and now you're making shirts? How long did it take you to? So was it originally just to create other favors? That's going to be interesting. I wonder how we got to the whole t-shirt part of it. I wrote them, then life happened. But that means they still exist. So life happened. It happens, life happens. But now, like at some point with whatever happened, is there a time now where you can be like, can you get back on track or take steps to get back on track? Or are you kind of still in that space? And that's the thing too. Like if we are in a space where we're like, okay, well, life happens right now, I cannot focus on it. You can't go and say life happens and I cannot focus on it, but then you're putting stress on yourself when orders and things don't come in. If life happens and right now it is not the priority, that's okay. Maybe you just need to take a step back and make it where it is more so fun and you can do it to relieve some of the anxiety and some of the stress of life happening, but take away the entrepreneur side of it. I have a child with special needs and had a job with flex hours working with other kids with special needs and their homes. COVID hit and I couldn't risk getting her sick. Then I needed to do something to make money. I was already making t-shirts for my family members. Okay. So it was, so for you, your goal was to not have to kind of be in a situation where your child would get sick. All right. So that is somewhat of a purpose, right? So when you decided, you wanted to be able to work from home or just kind of have your own so that you weren't putting them at risk. Did you think about what it is like truly that you wanted to start with and who you were going to market to? Because now some people like to call it a niche. I think when you go into niches, it's so many different ways that can go, right? A niche can be meaning like, okay, I just create shirts. I don't want to create anything else. I can use the same designs as you, but I only want to create shirts. I don't want to put these designs on tumblers. I don't want to put them on earrings. I don't want to do mugs. I don't want to do signs. I don't want to make wreaths. I don't want to make candles. I don't want to do shoes. I only want to do shirts. Technically, that is a niche. And then within that, it's like, okay, who are you trying to make shirts for? Do you want to make shirts for any and everybody? Which means you're going to have a lot of different files. If you're not great at creating on your own, or even if you can create, if you're not like quick with it to create designs, then that's going to limit how many designs you can, like how many shirts and things you can put out. If you're just trying to do something for everyone, or did you go into it saying, hey, I want to make birthday shirts? All right. So now we go from, I want to do everything. I want to just make shirts. So there's like memorial shirts, birthday shirts, retirement shirts, just graphic tees, words with like tees with words and stuff like that. Funny shirts. There's I was looking at someone on TikTok and like making like just shirts for anime. It's all sorts of shirts that you can make. So maybe now you'll say, okay, I want to make birthday shirts. Okay, we can make birthday shirts. Are we making shirts more so for ladies because we like to do stones? Guys don't like rhinestones. Oh, I really like your designs, but I might want a shirt. I really want to come to you. I want to support you, but I want a shirt for my husband. He doesn't do rhinestones. And that's usually where some of you guys fall into the trap, where it's like, well, dang, I mean, they're a very, a loyal customer. They're always coming back. I want to fulfill their order. I only do bling, but I don't want to lose this sale. I don't want them to go to somebody else, because you have this fear of them not coming back. So now you're going to go and try and figure out how to make shirts for men when your goal, your purpose was to create birthday shirts for women. You wanted to do the bling. You wanted to do glitters and things like that. But now we're a little bit off track because one person requested something when you could have simply said, that's not what we do. I mean, I don't make shirts for men. All of my supplies are things that would work for women that like bling and sparkly and all that. You're going to find some women that don't like bling. I'm not really a bling person. And that's okay, because that means that I am not your target audience. And that is okay. We don't have to be everything to everyone. So let's say, okay, now we've focused it down. We want to do shirts. We want to do birthday shirts. We want to do shirts that like we can kind of do whimsical and pretty things and stuff like that. So we want to maybe stick to a demographic that likes that, whether it's women or it might be some men that like bling and like whimsical and pretty and frilly things, whatever. Well, what age group do we want to do? Because the type of design that someone who is of an advanced age, I'm going to say that they're of an advanced age, may like different designs than someone who is, pretty much going through a midlife crisis, kind of that age range. Then we have young adults, and you have some young adults that are in college and they like partying, they like they like certain things. We have different personalities. Then we might want to do stuff for kids because we don't have the space. So I may not want to have shirts from extra small all the way up to 3X, 4X. Hell, that's another niche. Like, look, I make shirts, but I do not order any shirts that is smaller than the extra large. Look, somebody else can handle all them skinny folk, okay? I am here for the thickums of them all, and I am proud of it. I'm going to make us some cute stuff, and if you are anything smaller than the extra large, Boo Boo Kitty, I cannot help you. We are here for the extra large on up to, we may carry up to 5X. Look, I got you. That might be your niche. So y'all see how that can go? Like, we can really, 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 really narrow it down. Or it might be, hey, I don't want to do any adult shirts. Look, anything over a 5, 6. I mean, hell, for some of these older kids, I don't want to have to buy a youth medium, a youth large, a youth extra large. Let me deal with just the 0. From the infants all the way up to maybe a good 5T. So I might be able to do like a youth extra small. That's like a 5, 6. Anything after that, have somebody else do it. It's not for me. So now we're narrowing it and narrowing it down. And there is money to be made in just sticking to those. I mean, look at companies like Cat and Jack. They're not making stuff for adults. Like, it's only kids. There are lines that only deal with kids. But as crafters and creators, we tend to think that we have to service everyone, and we start to lose focus. And I'm here to help you try and gain some of that focus back. She says, yes, for the thickums. Look, I need somebody that makes something for these boobs, honey. Okay, so wait, let's see. One of the ones over here was, how do you get funding so you don't have to come out of pocket? Really can't afford it. Well, you're not going to really be able to get funding if you can't show that, you are going to be responsible for that funding, that you are going to be able to have a return on that. No one's going to just pretty much give you a loan just because you say, hey, I have a business, give me some money. Like, how are you really going to pay that back? There's ways to get funding, like through your Shopify or through your PayPal, but you have to have consistent orders and it has to start somewhere. Most people start this because it was a hobby. And with hobbies, I mean, if you couldn't afford the hobby, then sometimes you're not going to be able to afford the business. And that's the thing, too. Some people say they're going to turn their passion into a profit. But if it was your passion, that means you were really spending money out on it beforehand without any return. You were just buying things to make them as gifts, make them for yourselves. And now you are in a position to turn that passion and turn that creativity into revenue. But if you're at a point to where, I mean, you can't afford it, whether it's for a business or not, then we maybe have to reevaluate what it is that we're doing, because you're not going to just be able to get funding and not really be able to show where that funding is going to. Where, even if it's a grant, you got to have, you got to have a plan, The main purpose was because I have to be flexible and she has therapy and other appointments. I'd be fired. So with flexibility, and you're saying, okay, I will be fired, right? But even as a business owner, when you are, especially when you're doing customs and someone has a date that they need something on, your customers really aren't any different from your 9 to 5. Because if you take on an order and then things come up like appointments or therapy or, just anything with your child to where you can't fulfill that order, you're still going to be in the same position. So you can have a business, but then you have to really set goals for how many orders can you realistically take within a certain time frame. Giving yourself a buffer of if something pops up. So like you kind of have this, just in case time frame where you're not overbooking. So it's so many things that we have to think about and we have to stay focused on and we have to prepare for once we establish, what our goal is. And so yours is, wanting flexibility, but taking someone's money, you're really taking away that flexibility. You're thinking that, hey, I can work on it on my own time. I can work on it when I come back from therapy. Well, what happens if therapy runs late? What happens if you get stuck in traffic and you're working on that? You had to work on that order last minute. They're going to be there soon, but you're stuck in traffic. So just becoming an entrepreneur doesn't necessarily give you complete and utter like flexibility, because you are like, your clients become your boss. They become who you work for. And when they need it, their item, they need their item. If they pay for the item, they need their item. So if that's the reason why, we may have to reevaluate that as well and really define how we really want this business to look. My printer just died in the middle of a job. Oh, your backup printer, or you say you need a backup printer, or your printer just died? No, I didn't think about who I'd sell to. Man, y'all didn't think about who you're selling to. So how do we start a business if we don't know who we're going to sell to? People get on me all the time about the prices of my classes, but I know what my goal and my purpose is. I know who it is that I really like, who my core audience is. And I hear a lot of people, and I'm always communicating and engaging with people who want to be able to learn, who want to be able to build something. They want to be able to start a business or just be able to generate some revenue. But it's like, man, in order to generate revenue, I got to give out too much. Like, some people want way too much for classes, and it's just not feasible for me. So on the class side of it, I try to either come live and do videos, and hey, there's going to be some little gems here and there. You're going to have to write them down. You're going to have to piece it together. But I'm going to give you the information. Or, we do have classes, and I try and keep them very affordable. And one of the reasons why I don't do like this mass program is so that you can stay focused on what it is that you need to do. Like, there's no sense in you being in a program that's going to talk about making blinged out shoes if you have no desire for that. Why would you pay for a program just because it has that in it and you don't really need that? So you're paying more because, yep, I'm going to offer you you can learn some of everything, and I don't really need to learn everything. Like, I need a class that's just to help me with these t-shirts, just to help me with these tumblers, just to help me with designing. She says, exactly, your clients and customers are your bosses. They ain't my boss there. I don't know about them being my boss, but I'm my own boss, but you do kind of work for them. You're at their mercy. You can't make money without them. You can't have a business without customers. So they're a big part of it. I hadn't thought about that. Okay. So let's see. I think it's time for me to go live to sell, but I just can't do it. Why do you feel like you have to go live to sell? What is it? How can I say it? How do you think going live will increase your sales? What would be the difference in that, and then like what you're doing now? Are you promoting heavy? Is it that you're really giving your all to all of your resources and all of your outlets now? Like, are you tapping into doing an email list, or um having having content like printed out, like a brochure or a flyer or a business card? Do you have those things to where you are able to distribute them, whether you're going to distribute them or somebody else? Have you tapped into like your family or friends and reach out to them to let them know that's not really like if you have family friends, you have your group message. I'm pretty sure they've sent group text or something before. Have you sent out a reminder? And it's like, okay, you guys may not need my services, but this is what I do. Maybe someone at your job. Here is my information. If you guys can pass it along. So there are ways, if you are still not quite comfortable with being on camera. There are so many successful businesses and they're not going live. They're not doing all of that, but your business does have to have some type of presence. You have to create some type of brand awareness so that others know what it is that you do. And it doesn't mean that you have to go live to do it. Once you kind of go live and you're doing stuff like that, especially depending on what it is, you may end up getting more people who are like other crafters or other business owners. And now you're going to get more questions about, well, how'd you make this? Where'd you get that from? And that's another thing. Guys, that's not gatekeeping. If your goal and your purpose is not to teach others, it is okay to keep ish to yourself. Stop letting people make you feel guilty because you're not trying to tell them every single thing that you did, or like exactly what equipment, exactly what steps you took. I mean, if someone asks, hey, what is this? And you say sublimation, hey, it's sublimation. You can go to Google and you can type in sublimation. You can go to YouTube and you can type in sublimation. You can go to TikTok and you can type in hashtag sublimation. I didn't keep it from me to where like, oh, I can't tell you what this is. Whether it's vinyl, if it's sublimation, it's DTF, is this. Oh, okay. Well, how'd you make that shirt? It's something called DTF. Oh, okay. Now, do you have to give them a rundown of DTF and what program you have to use, how it works, how you have to save the file, exactly who your vendor is? No, I told you DTF. Now it's on you to take your little fingers and go type in DTF and see if there is someone who's actually teaching about DTF or sharing information about DTF, because I'm not the one. I'm here to work on my business. So now if I start giving you little bits, you're going to keep coming back. And when I got to stop to answer your questions, it's going to keep me, that's taking away time from what I'm doing. And I'm trying to build a business. It is okay to be selfish about being focused, y'all. Like, stop letting people make y'all feel guilty about that. I see so many people, oh, they don't want to help this person. They don't want to help. And sometimes you can be crippled by trying to help others. One person turns into 5 people, turns into 50,000 people. Ask your girl how she knows. But I always knew like I probably would end up doing something like this. I've always had this thing to like help and want to teach. But when I first got started, I was just doing, my orders. And that turned into me always answering questions. And I found myself being late on orders and taking on less and less orders because I actually enjoyed the helping part more. I could not do both when I was doing it by myself. Everyone says you have to go live. Why? Is that true? I don't believe you have to go live. Why? Why? There are options like, like comment sold. A lot of people were very successful doing like the paparazzi jewelry and doing the $5 jewelry. And of course you go live for that. And it's kind of like a live sale. So if you're doing it that way to where you're going to do a live sale and you're just going to, hey, here's my product. This is what it is. This is what it costs. You can go and you can buy it here. If you're doing it that way and it's more so like a kind of like a commercial or like a live auction, yes. But just to go live, just to show someone, like people say, oh, do it behind the scenes, show you making an order and all of that. Most times you'll get a lot of people who want to know, well, what printer are you using, what paper you use, and what dish you're using, that, what kind of glue you use, what kind of scissors those is, where do I get that paper crimper from, what program you design in, can you teach me how to do it? Like you'll get some people that's going to actually buy from you, but you're going to also get a lot of people who are going to ask a lot of questions. Sometimes going live slows you down. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. It can slow you down because you're not just having someone talk to you and you can respond back. You're doing what you have to do and you have to stop. You have to look at it. You have to answer. It is a way like if you're trying to build on social media. People will tell you to go live if you're trying to grow your business strictly off of social media. It is a quick way to get eyes on your business and to, I'm not going to say stay relevant, but it's just a quick way to get eyes on your business. But on places like TikTok, you got to put in a lot of work. So that means you have to already be doing things and you have to create content that you have to edit down to be able to put on TikTok for people to even want to see it and want to follow you so that you can get to 1,000 followers to be able to go live to show what you're doing. Like, I don't feel like it's necessary. What is necessary is you putting out content about your business. And depending on how you put that content out there, it will come. Like I said this morning, I stalk y'all pages. People who interact with me, I click on your name, I go through it, and I'm like, where is the content about what it is that you do? I don't care if you only made one shirt successfully. Keep posting that one shirt over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Keep changing the caption on that one shirt. If you successfully did, you got one pair of bling shoes that you really like, yo, I rock this out until you get another one. You're either going to have to make a set just to make something because orders are not coming in. But if you need content, it has to come from somewhere. So this is where no one's paying for it. This is where the crafting comes in. This is where the hobby part comes in. You're going to make a shirt just to make it. You're going to make a shirt for yourself, make a shirt for your kids. It's Christmas time. If your first thought was to go into these folks' stores and go buy something, when you have a business and in your mind, you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to give this away as no gift. I need this to make money. But you going out and you spending money. Please make it make sense to me. I've literally talked to people that said that, well, I don't want to give them away as gifts. Then how am I going to make money off of it? But you about to go spend money on a gift. That's still money. Like, I'm confused. Stop going into stores to buy stuff when you have inventory. And it's actually, the value of it is high. You sell it for higher, but it took you less money to actually make it than going out into the store and buying a gift. So why would you not want that awareness about what it is that you do? Anybody who's giving away gifts for Christmas, if you actually give away gifts for Christmas, I suggest you give a gift from something that you make. because most of you are complaining about not getting sales, but don't nobody know what you do. I have goals, but I haven't written them down. Need to write them down so I can prioritize. Yes, you have to write it down, y'all. I've said it once and I'll say it again. If you don't have a notebook, go to it ain't got to be no fancy one. No, you don't have to make your own, and you're waiting because, oh, I want to be able to make my own journal. I'm going to go and get my cinch. I'm going to print out all the papers and do this, and I'm going to make me a really nice cover. I'm going to sublimate it. Oh, I'm waiting for my sublimation notebooks to come. Oh man, I couldn't do my journal because I was working on these orders. I couldn't sublimate mine. You don't need all that. Go to Five and Below. Hell, go to the Dollar Tree. Get you a spiral notebook. Right on the front, whatever your business name is, and journal, whatever you want to call it, and start writing some ish down. Get you some of the if you get one that's like kind of like a hardcover and it's good enough, like it's a really sturdy one, get you some of the tabs. Do maybe like 20 sheets, put a new tab. Do another 20 sheets, put a new tab. And then that way you can label those and put like whether it is something about where to get inventory from. You guys are always asking questions and all you got is a bunch of screenshots. Okay, you ask somebody a question or somebody posted something, you took a screenshot. Now you got 30,000 screenshots. If your phone get lost, they just go. How many of you guys have actually gone through your screenshots and looked at all this information that you've screenshotted? You probably got about a good $2,000. Yep, I hope you feel attacked, because sometimes y'all like to say that, ooh, I feel attacked. I hope you do. You probably got about a good 2,521 screenshots of stuff like it was this valuable information that you have never looked back at all. So maybe now it's time to get that notebook, and whether it's a vendor, if it's a process, if it is a print setting, if it's things to think about, if it's goals, all of that can be in one notebook. And when you're using these, because I have a notebook and I have them tabbed out, you can put stuff in the same one and keep it all in one. You don't have to find 30,000 different notebooks and write it all down. Go through those screenshots and write the information down. If it's something that you actually need a picture from, y'all have printers, and y'all do know you can send stuff to your printer directly from your phone, or send it to yourself, open it up in Silhouette Studio, shrink some ish down, print it to an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and glue that piece of paper inside your business notebook to keep it all there. Get you some highlighters. The same way you used to study when you were in school is the same way you have to study for your business. Just because you're no longer in school, working towards a diploma, working towards a degree, doesn't mean that those same concepts and those same things don't apply. You got to put in the work. Hell, if it's some index cards, if you got to keep going in groups, asking about print settings, asking about troubleshooting, do what you did when you were in school. Make yourself some index cards. Make yourself some index cards about your goals, but you got to put in the work. Now that we are adults, we want to forget about the things that we did when we were younger, because we grown now. Shoot, I became grown. I'm out of school. I ain't got to study. I ain't got to write no stuff down. I don't got to do no index cards. But did it not help you get through school? Was it not helpful then? So why is it not helpful now as an adult and you're trying to stay focused in your business? You had to do those things to stay focused for school and to study. Still got to do that. Probably even more so now that you want to have a business. She says, why are you in my window? She said, you just hurt my feelings. Don't nobody know what you do. Girl. Well, I mean, don't nobody know what you do. I'm being honest. My daughter's teacher and bus driver brought to get something. Wait. My daughter's teachers and bus drivers about to get something I made. What they ordered something that you made? All right, let's see. If I were to go live, where would I start? Go live. You have to get comfortable with it. Your first live does not have to be something that you're going like you're selling or even talking about your business. You have to build. Okay, so we're going to go live, right? One, here's the first thing. If you decide that you want to go live, TikTok requires too much. Facebook allows you to go live when you have a Facebook account. Technically, YouTube will, I think you have to get to a certain level before you can go live, I think from your phone or from the computer. It's one of the ways, but you technically can go live almost immediately. So let's say you go live. Who are you going live to if you don't have an audience? So that means you're going to be on that live and there's going to be maybe one or two people, from your friends list that might come on. You're going to go and you're going to see that go from maybe 5 people to 1 person. What are you going to do in that live? So if you're going to go just to sell, you're going to have to ignore those numbers. Or even if it's just a live, just to say who you are, what it is that you do, maybe just go on there and be sociable. Like, just talk to them like regular, find out how their day was. If you get one person on and you can engage with them, y'all can go back and forth about how their day was. What you're doing at that point is just getting yourself comfortable with being on the live. That very first one might be a little bit of a shocker, and it's like it might be discouraging because you're not going to go live to 100, 200, 300 people, and you really don't want to do that, because if you can't command, we always say the room, but if you can't command the room and command the live when there's like 300, 400, 500, 1,000 eyes on you, if you can't control it with 1 or 2, it's going to be really hard once you have all these eyes on you. So enjoy those lives where you only have a few people on there, because at some point you may have a live where there's a lot of people and there's a lot of comments going. How would you end up handling that? But if you want to go live, just go live. It doesn't have to be about your business. Go live on your regular page and just talk to your friends and family. And if it comes up that you have a business, all right, cool. But you have to start just to get comfortable with it. It doesn't have to be about your business. I'm working on getting back into the groove. I had a simple surgery that ended up taking a whole year to heal. Okay. This will sound crazy. Hear me out. Know that it's all in love, right? Please know that this is all in love. The surgery that you had, did it affect your mind? Did it affect your ability to write? Did it affect your ability to set goals? Did it affect your ability to watch videos and gather knowledge? Even when you have setbacks and life happens, doesn't mean that you have to be derailed. You may not be able to stand on your feet. You may not be able to physically make things. If you, like, let's say if it did affect your arms and you could not go and you couldn't make things, but that didn't mean that you couldn't still stay focused to, hey, once I am healed, if it takes a year, if it takes 2 years, I'm gonna come out the gate swinging, because I'm gonna be prepared. I didn't let that stop me. I was still, doing research. I was still making sure that I was on top of things. I was still communicating with my audience, because if you can be online at any point, you can do voice, text, what did that call? Talk to text, and be able to post things online to still stay connected with your audience and to help still build your audience. Those are excuses. We all go through things. We may have a surgery. We may get sick. I mean, I had to take a month off, and I still struggled. The other day, I was in my dang on room boohoo crying. I have still yet to fully come to grips with the fact that my grandmother is not here. We go through things, but we have to still stay focused. And even through the crying and the snot and all of that, if I didn't want to get up, I didn't want to brush my teeth, I didn't want to comb my hair, and I was, some days in a state of depression, I can still pull that notebook out and I can write things down. I can still set goals for myself. All right, well, once I'm healed, this is the plan. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to know what I have to do because I don't have to start from ground zero. So we had a year where we could have been doing some things to where now that we're healed, we had to start at zero. Like where you could have been starting at maybe a good 20. You could have had a little something ready to go and prepared to move. Life is going to happen. What's going to happen the next time? It may have been the surgery now that kind of kept you down and out. If something else happens. So if it's that bad, it's like, okay, are we going to completely take a step back? Or are we going to still make strides so that when we are 100%, we're at 90%, we can get it popping? When you started, how did you get your business popping? So which business are you talking about? So are we talking about me as the professor and doing live videos like this? Are we talking about the Honesty Speaking brand of Sublimation ink and paper? Are we talking about my classes? Are we talking about my shirts? Are we talking about me as an event planner? Which part are we talking about? Because it's been a long journey. It's been a really long journey. So you don't need my email. For my paper, we do it through our website. It is shop.hsink365.com. Shop.hsink365.com is our website where you can purchase the ink and paper, or just go to hsink365.com. Both of them will get you there. Or a flat tire, exactly. Just to bring awareness. So if it's just to bring awareness, go live. It doesn't have to be a long, drawn out live. Maybe, okay, here's a challenge for you, because everybody's not going to see it that first day. Maybe do it to where every day for 7 days, you get on live and you say the exact same thing every single day. You say your name, you say what your business is, what you're able to, make or whatever, and how can they get in contact with you to find out more information. And you literally go live and say that spiel. Give yourself literally 3 minutes to be on and say it. 3 to 5 minutes. That's it. And every single day you get on live and you repeat the same exact thing over and over and over. Almost let it be like a Groundhog's Day. It's a new day and you're going to repeat the same thing over and over and over again. What that's going to do is those who didn't see it on Monday, they might see it on Tuesday. If they didn't see it on Tuesday, they might see it on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. Try doing that for 7 days straight. Create yourself a script. Don't try and read from the paper. Try to remember parts of it. And if you have to read from a script for the first couple of times, that's fine. But keep repeating that same thing. And as you listen to it back, you'll probably hear things like, dang, I should have said this. Or, man, I don't want my business to be just about this. And it'll help you build what your brand story is, what it is that you're about, your elevator speech. How can you communicate to people exactly what it is that you do? So that's not just for Dawn, that's for anyone. Even if you don't want to go live, write something out for 7 days straight, whether it's in the morning, the afternoon, if it's at the same time every day. I want you to make the same exact post about your business, what it is, every single day for at least 7 days. And if you want to do video content, you can do that. If you want to record it and you want to post that video every single day. There's a couple TikToks, which they're not real TikToks because, baby, I don't know who y'all think y'all fooling. Dumb faces definitely look different. I don't care how much weight you lose. Like, you can really tell these are different. It's like it's somebody that's like, oh, my husband cheated on me and da 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 da. He didn't want me, treated me like crap, whatever. And then I did my transformation. And it's somebody, and it's the same exact sound. It's a picture of somebody really, really big, and it just goes doo 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 doo, and it's just changing all these. And I'm just like, this is so sad. And it's like, whoever's believing this, but some people will comment on it, and they literally post that exact same video over and over and over again. They might rearrange the order that the pictures are in. They might rearrange or choose a different sound, but it's the same thing. And it's literally a TikTok of the same thing over and over and over and over again. And they got like too many goddamn followers for that same video to be playing. I know y'all had to click on their name and scroll through that TikTok and see it's all the same. Heck, how you got this many followers with the same exact thing? But it works. You want to do it like a boutique. You got to first do a live. Have you practiced it? If you want to, if you don't want to do it that way, you're like, okay, I want it to be like a boutique. Well, have you planned out? Have you gone and gotten shelves and stuff to be able to have things on display? Have you thought about where you're going to do the live videos at? Do you have space? Do you have dedicated shelves where you're going to have all of your product displayed behind you? Have you thought about a script? You really can't, I'm able to kind of go off the dome because I've been doing this for a long time. But when I first started, I used to practice for tutorial videos. Like I would go in and I would actually practice them. I would practice everything that I'm going to say, and then I would actually record and then have to still edit some things. But you have to practice. So if you want to be able to have this boutique style, what are you doing to plan for this boutique style? Have you gone, like I said, have you gone and done shopping for displays behind you? Have you thought about what it is that you're going to say? Have you written down what is your business? What is your purpose? Who are you there to serve? What is it that you can do for me? You can't go in there and say, oh, I can pretty much do anything, whatever. You got to kind of go in there and create an audience to say, hey, this is what, this is my most popular item. Kind of like pick a market that you want to kind of start with. Maybe in one, like if you are starting out, it might help you to be like in one video, even though you might doing like everything in that one live video, only talk to women who are mothers, or talk to grandmothers, who have kids in sports. Go represent your baby at the next soccer game, the next baseball game, and you're talking to them. Now, it doesn't mean that moms, aunties, uncles, cousins, best friends, doesn't mean that they can't go buy some things, but in that video, you're going to target just the grandparents of kids that are doing sports. I'm only saying that because I kind of know some of the stuff that you do. In another video, you're going to talk about the same thing. You might show the exact same products, but you're going to talk to a different audience. Maybe now you're talking to how you did the tumblers and stuff for that business owner. Okay, well, talk to other business owners. It doesn't matter if your audience aren't business owners, but if you have content that says, I can do this for a business. Okay, I don't have a business, but guess what? I might have a cousin, sister, brother, auntie, baby daddy, third cousin from his second remove that, hey, he about to start a car wash business. He needs to have some rags made with his logo on it. Oh, dang, that's right on time. We were just at the barbecue talking about that, saying they wanted to start their business, they wanted stuff. And here you go with the live. The same way y'all always say, oh, I was doing this. Oh, that live was right on time. You don't know when your live is going to be right on time for somebody. She says, I just redirect them to your page if they want to know more about what I'm doing. I know that's right. Hey. So she says, I don't go live and I get enough business from word of mouth. I don't go live about my customs and stuff like that. I go live to teach y'all. So on all the custom stuff, I still get orders from word of mouth. That's what I'm going to start making gifts for the family while I'm preparing to start my business. Everybody getting personalized gifts. I know that's right. She said, "Oh man, I'm way back." You laughing at the screenshots. I'm too far back. Hold on. As the professor, how did you start? She says, "Great challenge. I overthink everything, and sometimes we got to take a step back. I am guilty of that. I have detail syndrome, and I tend to overthink a lot, and I have to do exercises all the time to where I'm like, I kind of have to just go and just kind of have to just do, because if not, I'll just fester in it and I won't get anything done." Thank you. You're very welcome. Incredible evening. Instagram has it where you can do lives where only you can see them if you want to practice. Exactly. I messaged your shop, but I'll ask you here. I have an Epson 2803. Can I use the pigment ink on it? So I always tell people it's not a pigment ink printer. It's meant to use this ink. So when you put pigment ink in it, it can affect your colors. Some people are okay with the way that those colors output. Some people are not. Unfortunately, you won't really know how it comes out until you put it in there, and it might be too late. But pigment ink isn't just a replacement, like it's like a different type of ink, kind of like how you do with sublimation ink. It is it's a different type of ink. So if the printer was not made for it, putting this in a printer that uses this can cause your colors to be off in tone. So all right, so let's see. Okay, so her question over here, they never kind of came back, but how I started off as a professor, I just started making live videos. So I started making content 7 years ago. I didn't take on the title of professor until last year. Yeah, it's only been a year. Was it during the 20, well, I'm trying to think, was it last year, year before last? Yeah, because when I first started selling the ink and paper, I wasn't going by the name professor. And it was something I was doing. It's when I got my glasses, them glasses I can't stand. And it was just me and my prayers and stuff like that. I kind of have my little chats with the Lord. And it was a word that I heard, and I was on live, and I'm all about confirmation. So I was telling them, that I heard this voice that just said that to me. And I had just went in and ordered my glasses, and I was like, oh, don't let me get my new glasses, because I thought they were kind of very studious. And when I walked out, Ethan was like, wait, what'd you say about your glasses? And he was like, oh, they just called and said your glasses was ready. And I said, okay, God, I hear you, Lord. I hear you. So I will always say the Lord gave me that title when I was just reflecting and praying on things. But as far as just getting to this point to where people respect me as being the professor, it comes from years and years and years of being an overthinker and doing a lot of research and writing a lot of things down so that I can retain it, and just sharing of information. When I started 7 years ago, I was a stay-at-home mom to a lovely kid that is now 11. But back then, honey, I needed somebody else to talk to when I'm at home. MJ did not go to any type of schooling until he was 4, and he was able to go to pre-K. Now, Zion Imani, we sent that joker when he was 2. He had to go. Actually, no, I think it was he 2 or 3? I want to say he was maybe 3. He had to go. But MJ stayed home with me until he was 4. And I needed to talk to some folk where I did not have to figure out what the hell they was trying to say, because you're still 3, and it's like, bro, what the hell you just said? And I was tired of talking about Dinosaur Train. I was tired of my days being discussing what happened on one of the shows he watched, Curious George. I was tired of having conversations about it's Caillou with his little rude self. I just needed adult interaction. So when he would take naps, or when he was still on the boob, actually I think by then, I'm trying to think, was I doing videos when he was on the boob? I know that money I was, But when he was like taking a nap or I just need a break, I would just get on, like I was on live. I was still doing like all of my orders. I was still doing all of my event planning stuff. And then like when I would post stuff, people would ask me about it. And one day I realized, okay, well, I can make a video for this. It'll make it a lot easier because I realized typing it out, it seems overwhelming typing it out. So, hey, let me just make a video. So I ended up making a video, and I was in groups where I guess at the time, this was before I knew that you can make money off of YouTube. Because I was doing YouTube videos. If you don't know, if you ever want to kind of go see me out of my element, I have some videos that I vlogged when I was pregnant up to I think about 17 weeks. There's also some videos where I talk about like breastfeeding and cloth diapering because I cloth diaper my kids. So you might find some of my content one of these days. I might tell you the exact name. But I do have a YouTube channel where I talk about my pregnancy journey and I show my belly. And there's this amazing video of MJ when we found out he was a boy. And it's to this amazing like little soundtrack. It's his ultrasound. It's all this stuff. And like when the heartbeat comes, it's real. I might share that with y'all. I love that video. All my family was crying when they heard that video. So I've always been like, I did YouTube before. When I was younger, I did acting. I've been in plays. I've been on TV and stuff like that. So my dream was to be an actress. So naturally, I like the camera and I like to talk. So that was always something that was there. But once I had a kid and I was doing all my creative stuff and I would just share it on Facebook, and that's when you get all of the questions. And this is why I say, ask me how I know, because I was just posting the things that I made. And the more I posted them, and then you join what you think are craft groups, and people quickly wanted to like monetize it, and they're asking me questions. And because I was bored and I had nothing else better to do but sit there and answer people questions all day, I found myself answering people's questions all day, and it turned into this. And then one day I decided to make a video, and homegirl in the group told me, you can't post your videos here because I need them to go to my YouTube channel because that's where I do crafting videos and that's where I make my money from. Wait a minute, girl, hold on. We can make money from this? Hold on. I thought you had to be like one of the family bloggers because hell, that's why I wasted my time around here trying to tell y'all about my damn pregnancy because I thought I was going to become this world famous YouTuber sharing my life. You can make money just sharing like some little craft stuff? For real? Oh, let's go research this, shall we? And that was that. And then when they was acting real funky in their little groups, oh, wait, anybody can create a group? You ain't got to be like no special initiation to create a Facebook group? Oh, all right, then. Cool. Go on here. Boom. Silaholics Anonymous. Don't ask me, that name just kind of came. Silaholics Anonymous. All right, cool. Boom. We're going to do this. And we're doing videos and doing all this content. And then it turned into me being in other groups and eventually having a YouTube, but not knowing that my YouTube was monetized to where I got me a nice little $11,000 check because I didn't know I was making money and I was still doing it. Like I did not know that I was making money on YouTube yet. I showed up every single day back then, every single week, every single month, to where when I end up really needing it and I finally got into my AdSense, there was close to $11,000 waiting for your girl. Hey, I had my harvest from all the work that I had put in all those years. But this is just me. Like the professor did not come like overnight. It's just who I am. I've always been someone that is very detail oriented. I am someone that likes to research. I am a nerd. So I geek out about all of these little things that most people like. I don't really care about that. Just show me how to make it cut. But I'm going to go and, dissect the blade and the depth and the speed and the type of image it is and this and the third. So, I was born this way. But as far as like just getting into the videos, it just came because I was sick of my 3-year-old. Like I was sick of him. I was sick of being inside 4 walls with the 3-year-old who's just like his mama. And he's inquisitive and he was asking too many damn questions and he was talking too much. And go find something to do. Go watch a television. Okay. I need to go talk to some grown people. Me and even had many an argument because being a stay-at-home mom who's cloth diapering and who's also a baby wearer, to where I wore MJ in a Moby wrap and like the little carrier for a really long time. Even walk through the door, here go your kids. I'm gone. So that's where that came from. I thought I was the only one who needed adult interaction. Exactly. um, this has been awesome live. Thank you. As always, I need to work on this elevator pitch and pamphlet. She says, if that wasn't me. Let's see. Oh, actually, I'm going to actually do it now. I did forget to post the link for it. That's where I'm at now. I need to go live with the stores, but I'm stuck on shipping and taxes. And now I feel I need to redo everything. So I'm taking a break. Don't take a break. You may take a break. I'm not sure what part you want to take a break from. So if you feel like you need to work on the shipping and the taxes, then maybe take a step back from doing the orders and get all of the business things in order. Research different shipping methods if you're not going to have a dedicated website like Shopify. That's one of the reasons why I do love Shopify, because shipping is integrated into it. And you also get discounts and things when you're shipping through there. You get kind of like a little kickback for certain things. But if you're not going to do it that way, then you're going to look into how Shippo or ShipStation or stamps.com, which I don't really recommend because I don't understand why they charge you a membership when others don't. So you may want to look into some of those things as far as like shipping when it comes to taxes. That's one that's really, really easy. I mean, if you are once you kind of do the whole tax thing and you get your resource certificate where you can accept taxes, or like if you're accepting taxes now and you're not giving it back to the state, Houston, there's a problem. Once you collect tax or you get your resource certificate, you have to file quarterly. So maybe watch the videos for your state on how to file the taxes. That will help you understand how you need to keep track of them so that you can properly file your taxes, your sales tax with the state. So don't take a break from the business side. If it's too much to handle trying to focus on orders and things like that, focus on the business side, but don't lose the engagement with your customers. If you take a break from it completely, you're going to have to start all over, because your customers will forget about you. Like, they will end up moving on. So even if you go and you just post old content and you tell them that, there's going to be a relaunch, you just keep posting your old content. You don't have to make anything new, and just prepare them for the relaunch. That way you still stay like on their mind and they're ready for it when it happens, like when you're ready to come back full force. But don't take a full on like complete separation and break from it. Work on the back end, still keep engaged with your audience. I'll order it now and try it out. Thank you. You're very welcome. Yeah, last year when I ended up doing the 365 Creative Academy, I think is when, or then it was Silaholics Anonymous Academy. Yeah, so I'll put that in there. Yes, I remember that, Professor Live. I've been working on too much at the same time. That's a problem for a lot of people. Plus recording and editing, and it presents designs. I think I'm missing something there, but it can be a lot. That's why I tell people to focus on learning the craft of it all. What it is that you want to do, perfecting that, whether it's making stuff for yourself or just making things just to make them, buying shirts and pressing to them, whether it's for yourself. If you can find shirts at like consignment stores, or if you see something on sale, like just getting those and just putting things on them. And what that also does for you, the ones that are great, they become sample pieces. You know how if everything you make, you give away to your customers, right? What if you forgot to take a picture of something? Because that happens to me quite often. I end up finishing something right at the wire, or I finish it and I don't have time to take a picture because I need to finish the next order. And if you don't have someone that's actually available to take your pictures, if you don't have a dedicated space and you have to then create this whole space to be able to take pictures, you may not get pictures of it. But sometimes people want to see things that you have made. My husband just asked me about a shirt that I did and I ended up redoing. He's like, well, what are you going to do with this? Why didn't you give it to her? I said, why would I give it to her? Because if someone wanted to see what I mean by sublimation onto the glitter vinyl, they wanted to feel it. I can give this to them and they can see what that feels like. If you have a shirt that's messed up, hey, it's a mess up to where you can't give it to a customer, but it doesn't mean when someone is in front of you and they're asking about, well, what's the difference in vinyl and sublimation? You can literally hold up the two and say, this is why we have to do it on this color shirt, or it has to be on polyester. Your mistakes can be your sample pieces. So work on the crafts, work on doing demo stuff, work on just practicing things. Make some, if you want to get into chip bags, just make some chip bags. There's no rule that it has to be something in it, like an actual chip bag in it. You make the chip bag, you glue it all up, take you some paper towel or take you some of the packing paper, stuff it in there. Or all of those 30,000 plastic bags that you got from Walmart, Publix, Piggly Wigglies, and all those other places. Make you a chip bag, ball them dang old things up, put it inside there, and guess what? You have a display. When your kids eat up all the Pringles, well, guess what? It's what comes like, 10, 12, 24, whatever in the pack. Don't let them throw it away. Then you make you a one for like boys or girls, like even if it's just one design, one, it's helping you with your design. It's helping you with your creativity. You print that sucker out. If you end up doing a couple different designs, print them all out on one piece of paper, and you're going to make single Pringles. You're going to make single chip bags. You're going to make single Rice Krispie treats. Like, you don't have to do this whole production to be able to have pictures. You can simply just make them for yourself and practice. And that's your demos. And that's what you take pictures of, because no one's coming to take that from you. Like, you can take pictures in the middle of the night. You can take, like, when your kids are sleeping. You can take one weekend, you make all the stuff throughout the week, and maybe on Saturday or Sunday, you'll take a whole bunch of pictures. No one's coming to pick them up. Perfect time to do those things. I'm going to try. We're not going to try. We're going to do it. Has led me to this point. She made a lot of points. I have one, but it's for my other business, so I need to make a new one. I wasn't sure if I could have two. Girl, you can have two. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 YouTube channels. You can definitely have more than one. I have 5 of them. Hey, just say. I give it away and now I have no samples. No, don't do that. You got to have samples. You got to have things that you can take pictures of. You got to just having pictures, or, like, of course we want a nice portfolio, but when you can go and someone can actually put their hands to it and feel the difference between sublimation and vinyl, even if you don't have to be someone that has a DTF printer, but if you're considering doing that, order some samples. It don't matter what it is. If somebody say they have a sale right now, they're trying to get rid of all this Christmas stuff or get rid of some Halloween stuff, and it was some DTF prints and they offering it for 50, 75 cents. Who cares if you're not going to sell it? Get them dang on 50 cents, 75 cents, dollar transfers they trying to get rid of, and put it on a shirt. Put one of them on the front, put one on the back. Who cares? It's not for anyone. But a client, if they don't know the difference between them, they can come and they can feel it. They don't care that it got Christmas stuff on it. They don't care that it has Thanksgiving stuff on it. They don't care that it's Easter stuff. They don't care that something might be a little off and bent and it was crumpled up and all of these things. They don't care that it was ghosted. They want to just see, oh, okay, now I see the difference. Oh, okay, I see why this costs so much. Dang, you had to do all that. You had to weed all that. You had to pull all those little pieces out. Oh, I see why you charge so much for this. Whereas with this, hey, I can give you this for this amount because we're just going to print it and press it. But it does have to be to this shirt. People always ask, well, what type of shirts do you recommend? Just because I like them, I'll tell you quick, fast, in a heartbeat. I do not like cricket shirts. And there's a certain somebody that will definitely come behind me on my post if I ever talk about cricket shirts. And they'll be like, oh, well, I love it. My customers don't like those silky shirts. And this, I really don't understand the difference because maybe this Team 365 have you wanting to feel on yourself. I love this shirt. But it's some people that will say, I don't like this shirt. My clients don't like this shirt. Why are we letting our clients dictate what we use? If this is the shirt that I use, this is the shirt you're going to get. Okay. That's just my philosophy on business. I mean, you run yours how you want to run it. You want them to dictate what shirt you use, even though the quality might not be that great. You're getting all these blue squigglies. It's not true to size. You got to fight for when you're going to find them. And they're not really sold wholesale. They're meant for crafters. So unless you have a sale and you're buying them, like you can never just go and buy them wholesale. Whereas a Team 365 shirt, a sports tech shirt, a Ultra Club shirt, a Port & Co. I can go to wholesale companies as a business and purchase them. Still don't quite understand why those who say they run a business are using cricket shirts when you can't buy them wholesale. But hey, that's just me. When it comes to business, I want to make business moves. You're still working on crafters if you're waiting for a sale for the cricket shirts because it's expensive. They $8.99 a piece. And I ain't trying to run my business where I have to wait for a sale to get it at the same price I can get this shirt from if I take my behind to a wholesale place. Yeah, just things, mindsets for business. I got the Square and Shopify, your class, but the stores aren't live yet. I was separating everything, but now putting it back together on Shopify. I've been working on the designs doing the designs over now. The designs for your shop or the designs for your website, like your banners, your thumbnails, and things like that. No blank areas are safe. Exactly. Oh, what I was saying was order different shirts. Order Port & Co., order Ultra Club, order some Team 365, order some sports tech, order different ones, even if it's like, an odd size. If you go on the site and all they have are 3X's left, hell, order a 3X shirt and then press it to it. And you yourself will compare and decide what's going to be best for your company. I haven't brought gifts like that in years. I make gifts and or custom stuff. I am the binge maker type. Awesome. You reminded me I need to link your paper. I need link to your paper and fade bars. Shop.hsink365.com. Shop.hsink365.com. I'm sorry, I'm definitely annoying. What workforce printer works best with your ink? No, it's okay. So any workforce printer, you're not going to be able to find any of the old workforces. So the ones that people will talk about, and some people will still recommend them, even though they're not manufactured. Can you potentially find them on marketplaces? Yes. Could you potentially find someone that's selling them on Amazon or other places and selling them way above market value? Yes. But the 7710, 7720, 7210, 7620, 7610, 7620, 7110, 7710, 7720, and 7210. Whew. None of those are manufactured anymore. You would end up having to get the Workforce 7820, 7840, 7310 if you want a wide format setup and the cartridges that we have. So we carry 812 XLs, which only work for those wide formats. There are other workforces. The WF stands for workforce, not wide format. So there are other workforces like the 3640 or 40 something, whatever. We don't sell the cartridges for those. They use like a 802. So one of them uses like a 712, things like that. If it has like a 202, we don't use those. We only sell 252 and 812 cartridges. Now the ink can be used with any printer. We just don't sell the cartridges. Those are two separate things. I don't use cricket shirts. They're not big enough for me. Yeah. I keep finding the cartridges ink. Wait, I don't know what you mean by that. I keep finding the cartridges ink. Not sure what you mean by that. Do you sell the V-neck you have on, and is it Sublimation? Yes, this is Sublimation. We don't currently sell them. We are working to be a distributor for these shirts. This is Team 365. So although my hashtags are Team 365, this is not our shirt. You can get it from Jiffy, you can get it from Shirt Bargain and Alpha Rhoda. Like there's a couple different places. So if you just search Team 365 polyester shirts, you'll see them. The ladies come in this V cut. The men's shirt is just a regular unisex, and it's like way up here. What about vendors? What vendors do I use? Vendors for what? Do vendors for shirts, vendor for blanks, vendors for vinyl, vendor for screen print transfers. I don't do DTF really. And if I had to do DTF, we have a place here, which is Florida Flex. I would end up ordering from them. But what, like a vendor for what? Pirate Ship is good for shipping also. Yep. Pirate Ship, Shippo, ShipStation, all of those. Would you mind doing a video on taxes and such, how to file your businesses and the differences? Like, are you talking sales taxes that you have to file quarterly or monthly based off of the sales that you make? Or are you referring to your federal taxes, like your one that you file come anywhere between January and April? Are you talking about those taxes? I don't answer questions about those. I am not a tax professional. I do we need to do for our business. We have a whole accountant. We use who do people call? QuickBooks. For them to kind of maintain and categorize everything as far as capital purchases and this. So they make it all easy for us to where when it comes time to file, I just plug those things in where they need to go. So I would say talk to a tax professional if you are referring to like your federal taxes. But as far as doing your state taxes, that's pretty much self-explanatory. And I can break that down for you. I ain't got to do a whole video for that one. I like the samples idea. I do that with my mess up shirts also. Cricket shirts will break the bank. Yes, they will. For shirts, I don't have like one particular person. As a business owner, you should never have one person because they're going to sell out. So I have quite a few vendors and I order from them. There are a lot of small businesses and I'm not knocking them. If you're somebody that's just starting out and let's say you don't have your resale certificate, you're not going through all that, maybe some of these smaller companies are going to work better for you. I don't really shop with a lot of smaller companies or small businesses for shirts because I order shirts by the cases. When you are someone that just kind of order shirts onesies and twosies like that, or just for an order, maybe you're ordering 10 of this size, 5 of this size, you need to mix and match. The smaller companies work for you. But when I'm ordering shirts, we order like all of our sub shirts because it's a big part of what we do. We order those by the case. I don't order them like 1 and 2s. Our white shirts and our black shirts are kind of the same way where I pretty much order them like the cotton ones. When I was doing a lot of cotton shirts, I would order them by the case or at the very minimum, like a half a case for each set of shirts. So I personally use, before we got our resale certificate, I was using Jiffy. And I actually still like Jiffy because I get my issues like quick, fast, in a hurry. We have a place here that's called TSF. They're not too far from here to where if I had to go in, I can go there and you can get them pretty much next day. I've ordered from Shirt Bargain, my sports tech shirts, like literally when I needed them, no one had like full cases other than Shirt Bargain. So I ordered them from Shirt Bargain. Toddler shirts because it's the Vapor ones. I don't really like any of the toddler shirts. So it's between Vapor and Subli, yeah, that one. I'm either going to order them from Jiffy or Alpha Broda, or I'm going to order them from Johnson's Classics Plus and use my discount code. So I have more than one place that I use for shirts and I just write them. Like when I see one or someone mentions something, that's how I build my list. Someone mentioned it, I write it down and I ordered from them. When I first got shirts from Jiffy, I ordered one like in every size, or maybe sometimes even like 2 in every single size, just in case I wanted to use it for something. I would have an extra one. colors are different. The one thing I'm working on now is some companies have swatches where you can really see the tones of theirs, because we ordered, like, for my cotton shirts, I'll tell you, my favorite is Fruit of the Loom. A lot of times it's because of the color options. MJ School, when I did the order and I did all their spirit shirts, it was goldenrod yellow, right? But the ones from Gildan look like this weird mustard, dirty yellow, and Fruit of the Loom had the nice bright goldenrod yellow. So for those, I started getting the fruit, because I was buying Gildan shirts for a long time, because I would go into Michael's, I would go into Walmart, and then eventually Walmart had more Fruit of the Loom shirts. I was like, oh, I like the feel of these. And then I needed to order them. I ordered Fruit of the Loom from Jiffy, and that's just been my go-to shirt. I don't really use the Gildan or even the Gildan soft style, and it became more so about color. And then there is a certain purple that I like from Bella Canvas. Like, none of the other ones had like that type of purple that I needed. So I order shirts based off of not just the name, but a lot of the times off of the color. Jiffy, like in Jiffy Lube, Jiffy, Jiffy is on there. So all about tax. So there's no, yeah. So taxes for sales tax is totally different than your federal taxes. So that's different, but I'm not a tax professional. So yeah, the 3820, we don't sell cartridges for it, and that's a small format printer. So that will only print 8.5 inches wide. I'm finally going to buy a computer with Windows 11. Will that work with? Yes. I use your fades all the time. I forgot to link to them and the paper as a shout out. Oh, thank you. Oh, look, here come the trolls. The little sex people over there on what's this thing called? YouTube. The longer I'm on here, now they want to come on. I like the George shirts from Walmart and would love to buy them in bulk. They sublimate well. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Certain ones that you find in retail stores, you may not be able to buy them like in bulk like that. Because I don't know of any vendor that sells the George shirts like that. I think they kind of make them for retail stores. But yeah, anywho, I'm about to wrap up because I'm pretty sure my husband's gonna call because it's 7 o'clock. I'm here way later than what I normally am, like how late I'm normally here. So I'm gonna wrap it up. But hopefully today, just listening to the playback of it or just some of the things I said, it can help you get focused. I know a lot of you guys like to inbox me, and because you like how I deliver information and know that I'm going to give you all of the things and all of the details, you guys kind of come at me about some of the things that are like trending, or are you going to do videos for this, that, and the third? And the short answer is no. When I first started, I was doing a lot of going to like Dollar Tree and doing DIY things because I was doing them and using them in my business. Like, I was doing a lot of DIY type things. My hashtag was DIY by a professional, and I just made it look amazing. But that's not something that I do now. Like, it worked back then to kind of get my feet wet and kind of get going. But now, even in like doing events, I would not DIY a lot of that stuff because I realize like now it takes up so much time. Some things cost me a little bit more money, but it definitely saves me some time and I can move on to the next task to make more money. So I'm not really the DIY. I had content before that was on the YouTube or Facebook where I did a lot of DIY things, and I would go to the Dollar Tree and try this out and try that out, and then eventually end up with a bunch of ish in my garage from Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna do a video for this, and I just don't, because as I've grown in business, I'm hoping those who were there with me when I was doing those type of things, you guys have grown as well, and you've outgrown that. So now I do focus on beginner level things, but it's beginner level things like, my creative business program that's coming up strictly for beginners. So I don't want you coming and taking it if you know that you're not like at the beginner, like I'm just off of doing this as a hobby, and I want to kind of understand about taking orders and like different things that we can do. Because don't come in here and then you want to go tell people she ain't teaching nobody nothing. Well, they told you it's for beginners. Like, this is for people who really don't have a lot of knowledge about this. I'm going to share with you some of the things I did in the beginning, as far as like, you don't have to have a website. How you can take orders and just be organized with it. Having a notebook. And I'm sorry, it's going to get dark for y'all because I had to turn that down because it started giving me a headache. How you can take orders with your notebook, or take orders via email. How do you communicate with your customers to find out exactly what they need? I'm going to end up taking some screenshots of messages that I have, like kind of back and forth. Sometimes when it's really custom, you can't just throw a price out there. I got to know exactly what you want. And I gotta really know like what it is that you want. Someone today just said, hey, how much would you charge me for wholesale of shirts? Okay, well, what you mean by wholesale? Because if you're looking for Sublimation shirts, baby, ain't nothing wholesale about Sublimation. I got to print these out one by one. I still got to press them one by one because I don't have a big heat press. So if you're looking for Sublimation shirts to be wholesale, baby, that ain't gonna happen there. The price will be the price. I don't care if you're ordering a whole bunch of them. My prices are based off the fact that I buy my shirts wholesale way. So you're already taking advantage of that, where somebody else, oh, that's another thing too. Real quick, as my girl would say over on TikTok, stop trying to figure out how people charge or why they charge the way they do. You might be silly enough to be still purchasing shirts. If you're doing big business and you're still running your entire business off of buying Cricut shirts, and you're like, man, these shirts are expensive. I'm spending like $8-9 for a shirt. Well, that might be you. But if somebody else has a way to where they're able to get shirts cheaper, they might be willing to pass those savings on to their customers, and they are charging based off of the material that they are using. You might be buying vinyl by the sheets, and you're buying just 12 by 24 inch sheets, and they charge you an arm and a leg for this. Whereas if you go and you're buying it on the roll, and if you are calculating per square inch, I can manage mine a little bit better, and I'm going to give a price based off of just the vinyl that they're using, because I'm going to cut it from a roll. You never know how somebody is pricing, especially when it comes to that shirt part. So I already get my shirts wholesale pricing. So that is kind of built into it. If I was still buying shirts retail and I was buying shirts for the higher price, maybe my price point will be different, but I've adjusted my prices based off of how I order things. So somebody coming to me saying, they want a deal. When I first started, I can see, okay, I can give you a deal because now I can order a whole case of this size. Each shirt is going to be a little bit less. I can pass those savings on to you. But since my prices now are based off the fact that I order everything by the case, I ain't got no more to give you. The price is the price. The only way the price changes is if the method becomes a way that is easier to do, like screen print transfers or maybe even DTF transfers, depending on the cost. So stop, give folks some grace and not make it seem like they're always trying to undercut you and this, that, and the third. I got that when I dropped the price on my paper. I was told that it was in a conversation that I was desperate. I was trying to undercut people who were doing this. Why would I sell sublimation paper, or how am I able to? Oh, she can't be making a profit. Let's see. I don't have to spend the extra money to have my name put on the back. Okay, because all of us start off at the same base price. I don't have to pay the extra money to have my name on the back. I'm okay with my beautiful cover sheet being my beautiful color sheet. So I don't have to pay for an additional box. So that's already savings for me. I don't know how other folk order theirs, but how we order ours and getting it shipped in and saving on that, I have savings that way. So I was able to look at the actual cost of what it takes to produce our papers, and I made a decision to take it down, not to ever undercut anyone. We don't have, like, we were working from home. We didn't have any overhead as far as having rent and things like that, to where we have to have these certain costs to cover our overhead. At the time when we first did that, we didn't have, staff that we had to pay for, to pay out. So we are able to kind of come down. And at the end of the day, we're probably making the same profit margin, because they're probably spending more on that. Like, so with ASUB has their name on the back, and they have a hardcover box, that's fully printed, the front and the back. So that's, that can be a significant cost when you're ordering so many units of it. I don't have that. So because that's not a cost for me, because I don't have to pay extra to have the name put on the back of it, I'm able to charge what I charge. And at the end of the day, we're probably making the same profit. So give folks some grace. Don't assume why people's prices are how they are. You might have somebody say, look, this straight profit for me because my cousin Pookie, that's the best booster ever. Look, I got to deal with love when I get there. And if y'all don't like the fact that my business is built off of the fact that I got some boosted shirts, mind your business. And that's what they're going to tell you. Mind your business. Look, it's all profit for me. Some go down, that Pookie get in trouble, not me. So stay focused, guys. Write down your goals. Write down what your purpose is for doing all of this. That will really help you stay focused. You guys have to start writing them down. If you haven't visited 5 and Below or the Dollar Tree or Target Dollar Spot and gotten you a notebook, or even just the regular notebook section, the the thick one, what's that one called? The subject notebooks that have like little pockets in it, it already separated for you. Now you just got to separate it a little bit more with the little tabs. Do that. Get you a dedicated pen. Get you a pen. Order you a couple of pen wraps. Maybe that will help you stay motivated. Support another business or make your own. Get you some pens. Put your business on there. Put some different affirmations on them pens. That way, every time you're writing, like, you're staying focused. But you got to start to do some things, take care of, we say do self-care. Sometimes you guys have to do business care, and doing things that's going to keep you motivated in your business. And slow and steady wins the race. You don't have to be super successful. You don't, as much as it's pushed down your throats, you don't have to make 6 figures in the first 30 days, 60 days. If somebody's able to accomplish that, congratulate them. And this may not be your year to hit 6 figures. It might take you this year, a whole year, to hit 6 figures, to hit 5 figures. But once you have the hang of it, maybe next year you're hitting 6 figures in a month, in 2 months, in 3 months. Every quarter you're hitting 6 figures, if that's the case. But just give yourself some grace. Just stay focused. The main thing is staying focused on what the task is at hand. Don't get distracted. If you know that you are struggling right now with what it is that you're doing, you don't know how to get the sales, just adding different things like adding DTF or adding DTV, or they don't want sublimation shirts, they want colored shirts. That's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to turn them away and say that's not the service that HSINK365 provides. We don't do colored shirts. We do sublimation shirts. When you have a need for sublimation shirts, we are here. We're going to provide you an amazing product, amazing customer service. We can't wait to do business with you. But you're going to have to find somebody else for that black shirt. Stop feeling like you're missing out just because you're not doing colored shirts. Stop with the guilt, feeling guilty or guilt tripping people because they don't have those shirts. Run your business. Coca-Cola is not worried about selling Pepsi products, because, hey, they are Coca-Cola. McDonald's isn't worried about losing customers because they don't have square burgers. Wendy's isn't worried about losing customers because they don't have flame broiled burgers. KFC ain't worried about losing customers because their tea is nasty, and churches got that good church tea that got a lot of sugar in it. KFC ain't worried about that. Churches ain't worried about their watered down, ain't worried about all the herbs and spices to make their watered down chicken, because I swear church's chicken tastes like water to me sometimes. They're not worried about that. They're worried about the business. And those who like water chicken, they're going to go to churches. Maybe you mixing your water chicken with your honey biscuit, because them biscuits over at KFC, baby, they dry and they will choke the hell out of you. Focus on your business and what it is that you do, what your purpose is, and don't feel like you have to do everything for everyone, because you are just one person. Until you build your business to where you have help and somebody else maybe can work on all the custom designs. You can work on shipping. You can work on production and somebody else works on shipping. You can focus on your email marketing and somebody else focuses on the in-person marketing, or, whatever. Until you have a team, and you can delegate certain things, don't put so much stress on yourself, because if the whole purpose of starting this business was to alleviate some of the stresses of like your 9 to 5, you're going to put more stress on yourself, and it's already stressful just in the regular things of being an entrepreneur. So stay focused, set your goals, stay focused. All right. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.